All right, starting the recording in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to the last regular episode of the Baddy Preshow Podcast of the season. This is Chai.
And this is Blaze.
T3 Simp will not be joining us because he's still driving back from Smashcon. Blaze, you went to Smashcon too. How'd it go?
I had a blast. What, the long version or what, the short version?
Long version. We don't have too much in our show, and we have one less host, so you got time.
Okay. All right. So I got the 4-day pass, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I went Thursday after work just to pick up my badge and my free t-shirt. Met up with some friends, played some friendlies. It was fantastic. Friday, I took a half day of work because, fuck work. And I had to pick up a friend of mine who who had a 7 p.m. bracket, but we made it there maybe around 5 o'clock. Ran into T3's Simp for the first time after, just talking to him on the podcast for 2 or 3 years or so. So we had a blast. I had so much fun playing Blind Sight for the first time. Had a healthy line, by his booth. So it was a bunch of people spreading the word, playing it, having a good time. So I think when I got a chance to play him on Friday, he must have had sort of the dev mode on, which is why he won every single game. That's the only reason why he won every single game. Didn't tell me the mechanics.
He also beat the Buzz 2-0 too. It's got to be.
Oh, I believe that. So Friday was a blast. Saturday I had my pool bracket. I went 2-2, which is a personal best of mine, so I'm not really upset about that. Out of like 2,000 or something participants, I got 1,000. Oh, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know these nerds.
Hey, you weren't last. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking last. But yeah, it was just an all around positive experience. Picked up some merch, got some posters for the room, a few pins. They were giving out free shit, just free stickers. It was just amazing, Venue's big as shit. When I ran into Simp, on Saturday, and, they've got these posters, these huge blindside posters they have a Beat the Dev, where if you can beat one of the devs, either Simp or Mira, then you get to take home a poster. And he just straight up gave one to me. He was just like, yeah, you got to take this home and spread the word. And I was like, you got it, man. So I'm eternally grateful to T3's Simp. I got to post a picture in the Discord because it's amazing.
Mind you, definitely post a picture in the Discord. But mind you, although he is pretty cool, he does have a game, and I'm so glad he got recognition for his game, that he's got big players playing his game, and he had a steady line with a good spot for his booth. Very, very happy for T3 Simp. But we don't have to be positive about him, because for the Baddy Bet, there is only 18 different characters on screen, and Reaver accounted for like 4 of them. Most other players who have who swap between characters played their dedicated character, and did not add to that total, including myself.
So Reaver played 2? Did he play 2 characters?
He played 4 throughout his sets.
For his sets last week?
Yes.
Really?
Remember, he had to play from the 1-2 bracket onward.
That's right. Because he was switching when he played Wellens. Okay, it's all coming back to me. Oh, we should probably do the breakdown, huh?
Yeah, you want to give us a quick rundown?
All right, let's do a quick breakdown here. So we started the night with AJS eliminating Crispy DPG, followed by Cax eliminating Heather. Chai defeated Lars. Wellens defeated Head Reaver, which put him into the top 8. Duds defeated Mad Cow, which put him in the top 8. After the break, AJS eliminated Cax. Kaiser eliminated Albino Joe. LPJ eliminated myself. Then Kaiser eliminated AJS. LPJ upset Mad Cow, which put her in the top 8. And we closed the night with the Reaver fans rejoicing as he eliminated Lars from the top 8 bracket. And for the first time in Baddy Smash history, the Yif Boy is in top 8.
Congratulations to the Yif Boy. Yif, hooray, as AJS might say. There were a few upsets in there, including AJS over Cax. I thought was a pretty solid game. But the one that really counted in the end was LPJ. This very reminiscent of Lars a few seasons ago, just going on an absolute tear, beating people above her, taking Mad Cow. A little bit, a lot of skill and a little bit of luck on that last game, where Mad Cow SD'd twice within the time span of like a minute. But again, all credit to LPJ. Man, what were you thinking when you saw that final game and you saw, oh my gosh, we're going to get, it's not all going to chalk. LPJ is really going to be the Azora High, the hero that was promised and make top 8.
I mean, I wasn't the only one to assume that, this was very possible. And I was very thankful that we don't have 2 crocodiles in top 8. So I continue to hope that she pushes the Little Mac meta as far as she can go. I thought you were going to say that the biggest upset of the night was Head Reaver Lars. I don't know if he was predicted to win that one, but
he was the higher seed.
Okay, he was the higher seed. But as Reaver fans know, just because he's the higher seed does not mean anything is promised.
It's a sad truth. Very sad.
Funny enough, I was watching season 4 videos today, and there was a match in season 4 of a biased cast for Lars against Head Reaver, which Reaver lost. So the set count has got to be pretty close between the two. And just talking to Reaver beforehand, he was like, yeah, Fox won't work. Diddy Kong won't work. I don't know who to pick. But he found the right pick to close off the night. I don't think a lot of people saw the Isabel coming out, but she was out. She came to play.
Shout out to Lars for probably now being a cat person after 2 dogs knocked him out of the top 8, losing to Wolf and Isabel.
But I know he'll come back next season with a
Lars is
fierce
great.
and fiery vengeance.
Lars is a firebrand, and Lars definitely is top 8 material. He got dogged. LPJ, I'm so happy. I was talking to Firehawk before our interview with him, and I sent a message in the DMs to LPJ basically just saying, hey, LPJ, I love you, by the way, because there's only one player underneath my seed that normally beats me, and that's Mad Cow, and he beats me all the time. So I'm so happy that Mad Cow is knocked out. I love Mad Cow. He's shout outs to Dario Chapman. He's my guy. I root for him in a lot of things. I do not root for him when he's playing against me, though. So thank you, LPJ, for making my bracket just a little bit easier.
Yeah, Mad Cow's a player that he frequently finds himself in grand finals. He hasn't found the crown yet. The Mad Cow fans will continue to wait. But, great showing this season. He played well.
Yep, shout outs to him. Definitely, I would say, even by me, sometimes the most disrespected player in the league. He is a guy who's gone to grand finals multiple times. Mad respect. But now, speaking about getting, into the grand finals, let's talk predictions, Blaze. This is the thing that everyone wants to tune in for this episode. They want to know, who do you have placing and in what order?
All right. So let's start with the layout, right? Of course, usual bracket layout. 1 seed plays 8 seed, 2 seed plays 7 seed, etc., etc. So we'll have Candy Jack versus LPJ, Duds versus Wellens, Chai versus Kaiser, Reaver versus KK, and then the rest we'll see where the chips fall. So after doing some light predicting, this is what I came up with. And I was worried because, of course, the losers bracket has more matches. So I was like, wait a minute, where do I put this character after they lost? But this is what I came up with. I'm not a big bracket prediction guy. I like the seeding predictions. Okay, so I've got KK winning it all. But I'm predicting, might be a hot take, I'm predicting he plays Duds in grand finals.
Ooh, the Dudster. I'll be honest with you. Not that hot when you watch Candy and Duds play each other. They go very even. So if you have Candy third, that's a pretty lukewarm prediction. I'm a big Duds believer myself. It might not look like that in my bracket, but give me the rest you got.
All right, so you're saying that Duds taking second is not a hot take. What if I told you that in the losers bracket, Wellens will upset Candy? which would put Wellens in third and Candy at fifth.
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. That's definitely a hot one. That's blazing hot. Why do you think Candy's going to place fifth? He placed second last season.
Right. But hear me out. Wellens should know that Link is one of the matchups that he should be most worried about in this top 8 bracket. With just Z-Drop Bomb alone is just a huge, huge issue. So I think he will be preparing for that. So I've got Wellens taking third, Candy and Chai at fifth. My own bracket's trying to kill me. Reaver at what's that? Reaver after Chai, and then LBJ and Kaiser at seventh.
Got it. So you got Kaiser losing to Head Reaver in losers bracket.
Right.
That's a spicy bracket. I think that's the spiciest I could have possibly imagined you coming up with. You told me before we started recording that it was a little jank.
Right.
This one's surprising.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where to put you after I'm predicting you lose to KK. And I was like, well, who does he play? Who does he play when he goes into losers bracket? But I was like, whatever, just put him at fucking fifth, and we'll see where the rest falls. It's supposed to be first, second, 2 people tie for third.
No, there's only 1 third. There's first, second, third, fourth, 2 tie for fifth, and 2 tie for seventh.
Got it. That's what it is. Thank you. So I got the podium is KK Duds Wellens, and then Candy and Chai at fifth. No, sorry. Wait. Oh, fifth, 2 for seventh. Wait, say that again? First, second, third.
There's
2
a
fifths.
fourth, and then 2 fifths and 2 sevenths.
Okay, there is a fourth. Okay, so Candy's at fourth, Chai Reaver fifth, LPJ Kaiser seventh. All right, got it. All right, go ahead.
All right. Mine, a lot less spicy than yours, but maybe a little narcissistic.
Okay.
I have Candy Jack winning it all.
All right.
I have him winning it from loser side bracket and doing not only a reset on KK, but winning it all in the reset.
Okay.
And a 10-game banger. In third, now hear me out. I got very, very lucky when it comes to my bracket luck, aside from having to play KK in round 2. I've talked about this multiple times. I've probably played KK in a competitive format, whether it be a tournament or Baddy Smash, 15 times.
Yep.
I have never beat him. It always goes to game 3 or game 5, and I fuck it up, and KK just beats me. He's so clutch. He's got the clutchest person I've ever seen ever.
Yep.
However, I have myself placing third. And it's because if you talk to Wellens and if you talk to Duds, I've had both of their numbers lately. The last 2 times I played against Wellens, I beat him in the charity event, and I beat him this season 2-0 with Wolf. And I've beaten Duds the last, I think, 3 or 4 times I played him in Baddy. So if I lose to KK, I have my Duds placing fourth. But if I lose to KK, I play against Wellens in bracket. I beat Wellens, and what's most likely going to be a close game. I don't think I'm going to beat him as bad as I did earlier in the season. Duds have had his number a lot recently, and I think Candy should be happy about that because Duds actually plays really well into Candy. I think Candy beats him like either 55 or 60% of the time, but it's still very close. It's very doable for Duds to beat Candy Jack. I have them going game 5 in their match on winner side bracket, but I have myself placing third. I have Duds placing fourth, Wellens and Kaiser placing fifth, and LPJ and Head Reaver placing seventh.
Who do you think?
Go ahead.
Who do you think is preparing more for playoffs? You, Wellens, or Duds?
Spoiler, I'm going to say me.
Okay.
Kaiser, I know if you do listen to this episode, and I know you're a dedicated listener, I tell you what, you are right. I do not want to face you in the ditto. Even if I might be a better player than you, I think you're a better wolf, and I think you'll annoy the shit out of me. So I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna pick a different character to play against you game 1, and if I lose, we'll give the people what they want, and we'll give a wolf v wolf face off if we're on stream. If not, I'll figure something else out. But I think Kaiser hasn't been preparing as much as or practicing as much as he normally has. And Kaiser fans out there know, this includes myself, he is way better in friendlies than he is on stream. He reminds me a lot of myself in my first 2 seasons of the league, where I was just scorching everyone in friendlies and laying big old eggs on stream.
Okay, I think I asked between you, Duds, and Wellens.
Me, Duds, Wellens. Oh, I thought you said Kaiser. My bad.
No, I didn't.
I have been pairing a lot. Wellens and Duds have been playing a lot too, but I've been doing things like going into the Donkey Kong, Kazuya, and Wolf Discord to get ready for my upcoming 2 matches.
Gotcha.
I have been grinding, and it's because I have to give some shout out to LPJ. I think her taking out Mad Cow actually gives me enough confidence to say I can place 3rd, I can maybe even place 2nd, maybe even win this. I think this is the closest opportunity I'll have to winning a Baddy Smash event with the bracket layout I have, and I just gotta hope for the best.
Well, I'll be rooting for you. I know in previous seasons, I remember when we had Alpha Mu playing as Steve, you were telling the podcast that you went extensively in the Steve Discord to prepare, and none of it helped. So I hope this year your Discord prep ends up showing some positive results.
Yeah, Alpha Mu just outfunded the shit out of me.
Yeah. Different breed. Built different.
But yeah, those are our predictions. We'll see how it comes to fruition. Listeners out there, do me a favor and post your bracket predictions in the Smash Chat channel of our Discord. I'd love to see
in the YouTube comments.
Or the YouTube comments. Definitely, those YouTube comments help us out to get to an audience that we definitely want to reach out to, which is basically just the rest of the people who are in this league and the people who watch it. But yeah, on to the next piece of our podcast, which I'm totally forgetting what that is right now.
We just finished talking about your prep work for the playoff bracket, but one of the things I was interested in is the off-season prep work. I think that is an area that could be developed more for Baddy players. I know, a lot of people just have like real life shit to do. There's going to be a bunch of people that are going to, as soon as AJS closes the stream, after grand finals, they're going to be starting for, I think that's Baddy League that comes, SBL is going to come up next, or Baddy Valorant.
Vanguard. Valorant comes back next.
Yeah, Valorant's up next. So a bunch of people are going to be preparing for that. But for the people that want to prepare for next season, God willing, I wanted to know like what things you do, what things you think you recommend for the people that got eliminated, in group stage, the people got eliminated in the elimination bracket. Because my big thing is, VOD review. Of course, you got to practice, as well as watch. You got to watch tape. You got to watch tape of the previous Baddy seasons to see what you're up against. So I just wanted your back and forth on that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked me, because I've actually made YouTube content on this. If you look at the Baddy Smash channel, I released a video specifically on how to do VOD review effectively and how to simplify it so you're not overwhelmed when you're doing your VOD reviews. For me, it depends on how you placed and how you are as a player. If you're someone like Hook Resets or who's really new to the game, just play more.
Right.
That is something that's just going to give you better instincts into the game. You're going to get a better hold of the movement, better move the controls. And to pair it with that, I would 100% look up a guide for your character. I do see a lot of players like who are in the elimination bracket use like a series of moves that they're used to, that they're comfortable with, but they don't really do a lot with their character that's unique to their character, or they do a lot of the standard bread and butters that you can learn by just looking it up. Izza makes a lot of great videos. Frenzy Light makes a lot of great combo bread and butter tutorials. There's a ton of Discords out there that are pretty garbage for characters, other than the fact that they have the resource channel. The resource channel is the only reason, in my opinion, to visit a character Discord, and it's very, very valuable. I would be way worse at Wolf if I didn't look up how to play this character. You can YouTube guides there's almost a guide for every single character in this game that's pretty reliable. Some characters have a less developed meta than others, but if you're just getting into this game, or if you're looking up to pick up another character, play that character as much as you can. Look up how to play that character, and just do things incrementally. If you're learning, like, okay, this time I want to work on this kill confirm, or this time I want to work on this bread and butter combo. Those things will stack up and add up over time to make you a better player. If you're Blaze's level of skill or Tax's level of skill, VOD review, very, 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 very good. Especially with games that were close. I think those are the games you can learn the most from. You don't learn a lot from getting destroyed. You don't learn a lot from 3-0ing someone. You'll learn a lot from those really close games where it's like, if I just did one or two things different, I could have won that game. Those are also the ones that hurt the most to watch. In VOD review, can sometimes be really painful, but it's very, very valuable. Also at mid-level, and this is for everyone, but mid-level, I think you'll learn the most from this. Actually, this goes for all people. If you're playing someone who's kicking your ass, ask them if you know they're a knowledgeable player, like KK or Candy, very knowledgeable players. Ask them, hey, how are you beating my ass this bad? What is something that you're taking advantage of that I'm not seeing? Ask questions. If you go to tournaments in real life, which I 100% recommend, going to tournaments is probably one of the fastest ways to get good at this game because we play against so many different players. You can also talk to those players, say, hey, do you have any advice? What can I do better? That kind of goes with what I just said before about kind of playing someone equal to your skill level or a little bit better than you and asking, hey, why are you beating me? What are you doing to take advantage of this? And if you're at KK's level, I think that stay at the top level like KK and Candy. Tournaments are still the number one way, I'd say. You've already mastered a lot of your character to the point where you've already looked up the resources for your characters. You've already learned most of the bread and butters. But playing against top players and refining like your advantage state, refining your neutral state, that happens just through iron striking iron, through doing tournaments, and playing in situations where there's stakes. You've seen KK grow a lot. He goes to tournaments frequently. I know he visits the Phantasm events that are in the Fox Cities on Mondays. Candy's been to dozens of tournaments. These players get sharpened and get better from doing the tournaments. The last piece of advice, and I know I'm talking a lot here, the last piece I have is, and I've been doing this just recently, watch the best of the best play your character. Like, I watch a lot of Ouch, and I watch a lot of Jackal, who are wolf players that I really respect, who are still playing the character. I like those players a lot. And I'll see them do something in neutral that maybe I don't understand, and I'll learn a lot from it. Hey, maybe they do this because this is on this matchup very safe in shield, or maybe this goes in this matchup because there's a particular tech that works. There's a lot you can do, but I think the ubiquitous things are, if you have at the very lowest level, look up how to play your character and play more, and at the highest level, VOD review and go to tournaments. I think if I could simplify it, I'd say that. Blaze, you have anything to say on the matter?
Yeah, I agree with about 90% of what you said. I think that it's hard to have a universal how to get better for every single player out there, and let's just focus on the 30-something players in Baddy right now, right? So, of course, a lot of people, this is a party game to them, so they love the format of Baddy Smash, but they don't want homework, right? And I'm not saying here is your homework, the bottom 16. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that these are the things that I think we could all do to improve. And I think you have to find the formula that works for you, right? I know for a fact that there are top 8 players that do not VOD review at all, So just because Chai is saying you've got to watch your old matches, you have to watch those cringe losses where you SD'd and fucking tattoo that in your brain. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying, here's an idea. I definitely agree with, which I didn't think of before, watching a top player play your character. That will definitely give you great ideas on what to do in neutral, what to do at low percents, what are your kill moves, how do you hold advantage state, things like that. And especially, just review the fundies, what is neutral? What does your advantage state look like? One thing I'm definitely struggling with right now is the disadvantage state. You know, I've played so many years of Smash of just empty hollow brain mashing face on the A button, and when I'm in disadvantage, I'm basically just kind of watching a cutscene. Like, oh man, I guess I really shouldn't have hit side B and I guess I'm gonna die now. Where it's like, well, hold on, like you need to think about what moves can you do to get out of this disadvantage state. You know, can you revenge right here and get out of this? Will a Nair be the one thing that separates you from losing this stock and getting this Link or Falco off of you? So that's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think that's where one of the things I mentioned, and it's why I love the Baddy Smash community. Everyone's really friendly. And a lot of players I've asked questions on how to get better. Candy's been a really good coach to me. He hasn't actively coached me, but he's answered any question I might have had. KK is remarkably knowledgeable about this game. He can answer questions. You're talking about disadvantage. I had the same problem, but playing a lot against Candy and asking him questions has made me a lot better at disadvantage, especially at ledge. I've gotten a lot better at ledge, like not having predictable options, specifically because Candy will just blow you up if you do. So he's helped me a lot. So I think if the one thing I want to stress that really is probably the most fun way to get better is play with the people in Baddy Smash to ask questions, because they're super friendly. You get to hang out with the people that you enjoy, that have like interests. You can make some friends. I would recommend that maybe, because as you were saying, some people just play this game for fun. I think that's a great way to still play the game for fun while getting better.
Absolutely. I always shudder when, because going to tournaments is it's a spectrum of experiences, right? Because every pro player that you talk to is not gonna, entertain your, oh, how did you do this? Or what can I do to get better? Right? Some of them are just gonna be like, I don't have time for this right now. I gotta focus on, getting into the top 16, blah, blah, blah. I gotta keep my sponsorship, blah, 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 right? So I think if you do go to your local scene, don't force it. I am 90% confident that you can find someone there at your local scene that you mesh with, you'll be able to talk shop with and enjoy playing friendlies with. Even if it's not a top player, you will have fun there because you're playing a game that you love.
100%.
And something else, and then it didn't just escape my mind.
That's the only reason why I'm in Baddy League, by the way, is this all goes back to Smash 4, where I first met Duds, and we did a Wii Fit Ditto, and then talk shop. And then here I am now, years later. What came to your mind? What slipped you?
I was going to say, in addition to the 30-something players on here, feel free to reach out to the other people. I think there's easily like 60 people in the Baddy Smash Discord who also play. Kits is on and off, throughout the day, and he's a great practice partner. One of the things Kits does is he'll lab shit during friendlies, because like he's got the list of like, oh, this is basically it's not a skill tree, but it's basically just like what to do with Captain Falcon routes in this scenario. And
combo routes.
Right, yeah, the combo routes. And he'll just test shit out. He'll just test random shit out, jab in the back air or whatever, and I'm just like, Kits, I know this doesn't work. And he's like, well, I'm just trying it just to see if it works. I think there's an argument to be made that, trying the irregular shit in friendlies, trying not the guaranteed true combos, but sometimes just reading the player's options, reading someone's disadvantage can open up a whole new set of combo routes. So you don't have to do the on paper combo routes for your character. Of course, the ambassador of that is Reaver, but don't listen to anything Reaver says. Just don't ask Reaver for advice. Do not down air if somebody is holding shield. Just don't do it.
That man is an enigma, and I love him all the more for it. yeah, those are just some of the pieces of advice that me and Blaze have. There's so many knowledge. There's a ton of knowledgeable players in Baddy Smash that may have similar or different advice. But yeah, just talk to people. Just talk to people. Play some friendlies. I think that's probably the number one takeaway. And feel free to ask whether you go to tournaments or you're playing a Baddy Smash. Ask someone that you mesh with, that you get along with. Hey, help me out with this. They'll most likely do it. I've had nothing but positive experiences with the top players in this league for that exact reason.
If your off-stream prep work is putting Smash back into the closet and playing something else for 9 months, I am not saying that is wrong. And you should continue to do that.
Not. Mad Cow places almost always top 8, and I guarantee he doesn't play this game outside of Baddy Smash.
I think most of Albino Joe's prep work is cracking open a cold brew before his set, before he DMs stage bands. And Albino Joe is positive record for being in top 8.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just our pieces of advice. I'll say it right now. Yeah, and I've coached. The Chai Academy still exists underground. I'll help you with anything you need. I'm sure Blaze will too. But for now, that closes out the base part of the show. We'll be coming up soon with an interview with the Elimination Bracket winner, Firehawk. For now, a quick commercial break. Hey, Blaze.
Yes.
You know what's really triggering when playing this game?
Dons?
Lag.
Ooh.
Now, what if I told you could control the lag with your mind?
Tell me more.
Coming from Ohio Industries, the new temporal lag switch is a patch that you can attach to the side of your temple, and with a thought, you can cause a lag spike in your game. Want to catch duds doing an air dodge and dying because you buffered it too early due to lag? We got it for you. Want to make Candy so triggered that he just FFs the game and you move on in bracket because of the lag? You got that too. Many of our previous Ohio denizens have recommended this tool, and I would like to say, if you want that extra boost going into top 8, look into Ohio Industries temporal lag switch. And now, on to our interview. All right. Good stuff. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back to the Baddy Preshow Podcast. On with us as our guest today, we have a champion in our midst, the king of the elimination bracket, Firehawk. Firehawk, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
Firehawk, we always start every interview with usually the same question. We got to know the origin story. Where were your beginnings? What helped you become the champion that you are today? What was your first Smash game?
I think it was probably around 2008, 2009. I got a family Wii for Christmas, and one of the first games I wanted to get for it was Smash Brothers Brawl. Played a lot with friends, and then kind of took a hiatus. I didn't really delve into Smash 4, and it wasn't until a high school release that I got back into playing with KK, actually. Me, him, and a bunch of his friends would always play for an hour during a release, and got me to get back into the game. And then once I got my own Switch, I started playing more, and then KK was like, hey, you should join Baddy Smash. And I was like, sure, why not?
KK Disciple. The champion tree is coming decent way. Zachman got third in elimination. You won elimination. KK destroys most people in this league all the time. So yeah, you're coming from a good tree. And our next question then. Speaking of you winning the elimination bracket, again, congratulations.
Thanks.
It wasn't an easy route, though. In fact, you got the bracket reset against you from Huckleton winning that first set in Grand Finals. What were your thoughts going into that Grand Finals match after being reset?
It was very nerve-wracking. I played Huckleton in winners finals, and I won two very close games, and it definitely sort of felt like Huckleton was still figuring out my play style. And then going into grand finals, he definitely did some practicing or some adapting, and he really kicked my butt the first two games. And then after the bracket reset, I was like, we just got to calm down, reset, and I got very lucky that I was able to turn things around in that second set.
What were your sort of first impressions? Because I don't remember, the elimination bracket wasn't done all in one day, right? So it was something like top 4 or top 6 after day one of the elimination bracket. And you were still on winner's side after day one. So what were your thoughts, championship day going into the bracket? Were you just sort of like, oh, I'll just do the best I can? Were you like, oh, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to win the whole thing? What were your thoughts?
Well, going into week 2, it was actually only the top 3. It was me, Zachman, and Huckleton were the only ones left going into the second week. And I had beaten Zachman close games, but I would say pretty handedly the week before. So I had no clue how my games against Huckleton would go. But I was just happy to be where I was, and especially for my first season doing as well as I did, very happy where I ended up.
For sure.
Segueing into a different question, you've picked a character with Aegis that has been fairly well represented in Baddy Smash, somewhat fairly successfully. AJS, being the commissioner of the league, plays Aegis. Last season, I placed 4th, going solo Aegis, and now you are the newest representative for the dynamic duo. Why Aegis?
For the longest time, I played Ike. Ike was probably one of my most played characters in Brawl, and then coming into Ultimate, played a lot of Ike, and then KK got me to switch to Roy, which I was having some fun with, and then when the DLC for Pyramithra was announced, it just sort of felt like the perfect character for me. You get some of the heavy hitting of Ike and also Roy, but then also a lot of speed from Mithra. And it was the sort of thing where as soon as she was announced, I was like, that's the character I want to play.
All right. I feel that. That's definitely why I like Fire and Myth as well, is that dynamic that you can switch between the two. But you have grown a bit of a reputation for having 2 particular moves that you love more than any other move. Those are on Pyra, and those are Pyra's F Smash and her Up B. Which one do you like better, and why?
I mean, it's got to be the F Smash. It's so quick for the amount of damage it does, and especially online, if you aren't ready for it, it's just going to pick you apart. The Up B is super nice as a secondary option, though. Both F Smash and Up B do a lot of damage, and being able to mix in both, there are some games I find that most of my kills come from Up B, or other games when it's just 3 F smashes in a row. Where they're both good, but the funny F smash, you can't beat it.
Definitely. I will give you one friendly pointer from one Pyramithra player, but predominantly I think I play almost exclusively Pyra to another fan. If you can get a hold of the control of this, something you can definitely get away with as a big explosive move. If you short hop and press the B button, like her spinning edge,
Mm-hmm.
and don't charge it, just press it like once, you can jump out of it before you land, so you can basically do a one on shield that's basically safe.
Ooh, okay.
One pointer from one to another. That's I think my favorite Pyra move is the neutral B. Love that move.
It's very good.
So Firehawk, you can cross off winning the elimination bracket on your Baddy to-do list. What should Firehawk fans expect next from you? What's next on your to-do list? What goals do you want to accomplish for the next season?
Well, top 16 is definitely the next step. I'd love to make it there. Also, I've just been working a lot on offstage. Definitely over the course of the season, I found that characters, I knock them off stage or they go for a recovery, and I don't have too much experience trying to edge guard them. So it's definitely something I've been putting some more time into and working on getting like pyro fairs off stage just kill so early.
I do. That's definitely a great thing to work on. And I think you definitely have what it would take to get there too. The elimination bracket has a short but relevant history of whomever plays in them does immediately better next season, with Cax making top 16 after placing 18th last season, and Kaiser being the elimination bracket winner last season, now in top 8. So there's definitely some precedent for Firehawk for you to come back next season, if there is one, and see you dominate much more than you might have had this season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Are there any players that you're worried about when we go into Baddy season 8? Which I would say, I guess I would ask, which of the top 16 are you worried about? And are you worried about the players that are ranked under you? Are you worried that, they may start to progress? Or are you worried that, the target on your back has just grown too big?
I think looking forward to next season, one like pro tip. With the Zelda, I didn't get a chance to play in this season, but I feel like the Zelda would match up pretty well into Aegis, and that's not a matchup I'm looking forward to. And currently in top 16, the projectile characters, Wellens and Mad Cow with K-Rule projectiles aren't super fun to deal with, and obviously Candy Jack Link make it very difficult to approach. So definitely the projectiles.
For sure. The top 8 was definitely be fortunate. We only got 1K rule. I think there's always 1K rule in top 8, but I think it was projected to have 2, but we were spared. So.
God, I'm so lucky.
But they will be back. They will be back. So you need to prepare for K rule.
For sure.
All right, Firehawk. At the end of this, just about concludes our interview. At the end, though, we always give the soapbox to our guest. Is there anyone you'd like to call out? Anyone you'd like to give some shout-outs to? Anything you'd like to say about your experience in Baddy Smash? Now's your time to speak your truth.
I would like to say to Reaver, Head Reaver, I believe in you. I don't want you to get 7th. And I'm looking forward to your games. And also to KK, thanks for getting me into the league. I really appreciate it. And you, Rich, and Wellens, I've had a bunch of fun games against you, and thanks for all the great times.
Oh, you're going to make Reaver's head way too big. I'm a Reaver fan too, though, so it's okay. Let's go, Reaver. Plays 5th.
Naive Reaver fans. Praying to the gods that he does well.
Honestly, Reaver fans are just even more masochistic Chai fans, if you look at the Baddy Smash history.
I think, but the Reaver fans know to just, literally anything could happen. So just be prepared for anything.
All right, well, Firehawk, thank you so much for coming on for this interview. Again, congratulations on winning the elimination bracket. It is fairly prestigious, in my opinion. But hopefully, if there is God giving, there's another season. We'd love to see you there. But again, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
In the meantime, this is Chai.
I am Blaze.
And Firehawk.
He did it! He passed the test! Let's go! Thank you for watching. Catch you later.